Well, hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, August 27th, and it's a very nice day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's cooled off quite a bit over the past couple of days. We had some really hot days last week. This morning it was in the 50s actually when I got up. Really beautiful day, sun is out. Slowly slipping into fall, I suppose, and that's fine. I love this season. Spring and fall are my two favorites. I don't like the extremes. I like it somewhere in the middle. So today I have my Europe, and I have packed it with some Haunted Bookshop. And this is the first smoke that I'm going to have since last Sunday, when I had a cigar last Sunday. So I've been keeping pretty well to that once a week goal, and it just really hasn't been a problem. I enjoy it a lot more when it happens. Well, I had a timbre. Excuse me. I've been doing a lot of work here at the bench, and I moved my ashtray and tampers aside. So yeah, the one smoke a week really hasn't been a problem for me. I don't find myself craving it. You know, there are times when I think, gee, it would be nice to relax with a pipe right now, but by and large, hasn't been a problem. What has been a problem is keeping my lighters full. Excuse me for one more moment. Uh-oh. We're going to pause at this point, and I'll be back. Well, I'm obviously ill-prepared for having a pipe today, and that's kind of one of the side effects of smoking once a week for me, because, you know, normally I use the Zippo, and the way I use it, I can fill it for a couple days and it's fine. I fill it once and it's fine for a couple of days, and then I refill it. But you know, if you fill it on Sunday and then you go pick it up the next Sunday, it's not going to work. And this guy I usually keep down here in the shop as a spare, this little butane lighter, which I'm refilling with butane as we speak. And that's great, but I don't use it that often, so I was expecting it to work, and it did not. And I also know that I've got a bunch of matches back behind me somewhere, and I couldn't find them. So, that's okay. It just gives me something to do while I chat with you. So, as I was saying, the once a week smoking thing has actually been a bit of a blessing. I enjoy it. You know, I look forward to it, and there we go. Much better. Yeah, I look forward to the pipe or the cigar. I enjoy it. The flavors are more intense. The experience is more special. I focus on it more. So, all in all, it's been a fine thing, and I'm not at all bothered by it. I've been pretty busy. Apologize for not catching up with you all last weekend, but last weekend just turned out to be a whirlwind. I decided, so I'll tell you the story. It's kind of interesting. My wife went away to visit with her parents, and I was by myself over the weekend, and I thought, well, so our toilet in the upstairs bathroom has been running, so the water is continually going through the system for some reason, and I thought, okay, let me fix this. So the most obvious thing to fix was the flapper valve, and I took the top off and looked at it, and the flapper valve looked fine. So I've had this happen in the past, where and then you replace the flapper valve and you find out that it's actually not the flapper valve, but it's actually the seal between the tank and the bowl. There's like a rubber seal that goes between the two of those. And I thought, okay, well, let's just cut to the chase. I'll change the flapper valve anyway because they're cheap, but I'll get the rubber seal and I'll do the tank to bowl change. And so I go over to the Home Depot to get those parts, and as I'm driving over there, I think, you've got the tank off, and why not change the wax ring as well? I mean, that doesn't last forever. It's been probably 10 years. Why not pull the whole thing off and replace the wax ring? So, okay, I'll do that. So I pick up everything that I need for that, and then I remembered, well, you've got one of the faucets in the sink has been leaking. I thought, I'll fix that too. So what I thought was going to be like a 10-minute job of replacing the flapper valve, by the end of the day on Saturday, I had completely removed the toilet and completely removed the sink, and had taken apart the sink to get the valves out. And so it was very late on Saturday by the time I was even able to look at the valves and decide what kind I needed. So I spent a good chunk of time on Sunday driving around with these valves trying to find replacements. And it was kind of interesting to me that the valves, the faucets themselves are Kohler. And if I go on their webpage, I can find the faucets that I have, and they have a video showing you how to replace the valves, and it's very nice. So you basically unscrew it from underneath, and the whole thing lifts off, and you wind up with this sort of cartridge that's about maybe 4 inches long and about 1.5 inches in diameter. It's got a pipe and a piece of flexible tubing coming off the bottom, and the top is where the knob attaches. And they say, remove I think they were called Easy Glide valves. So remove the Easy Glide valve, and you see them taking this large cartridge out and replace with a new one. And they put that looks easy, but I couldn't find the darn Easy Glide cartridges. Similar to how I cannot find my tamper. There it is. So, I went to every hardware store I could think of. I went to a couple of Kohler distributors, but all the actual plumbing supply places were closed on Sunday. I only could get to the showrooms, and they were no help. And talked to a couple of people like at Ace Hardware, which generally they're more helpful than the Home Depot folks or the Lowe's folks. And they had no idea. They said they had never seen anything like these. So I was able to get the toilet back together. So small victory. And then on Monday morning, I went to a plumbing supply that's not very far at all from here. It's actually about halfway between my house and where I work. So I stopped in the morning before work, and I took in this thing, and there's 2 guys working there. The one guy is typing away at the computer, doing some inventory or something. Both of these guys are older, probably in their early 60s. And the first guy, can I help you? And I walk up with the thing, and I say I need to get 2 of these because I want to get left and right. And I said, they're Kohler. And he looks at it and he says, that's Kohler? Are you sure that's Kohler? Yeah, I'm positive. And he's like scratching his head trying to figure out what it could be. And he says to the other guy, hey, do you know what this is? And he holds it up. The other guy looks up, glances at it for all of 10 seconds, and says, those are the small ceramic valves, the N9007 and 008, or something like that. Those aren't the numbers, but... And the other guy says, are you sure? Yep. So he goes off, and he comes back with these 2 very small parts, maybe about the diameter of a nickel and about 1 inch long. And I said, well, that can't be right because I got this thing to replace. And the guy who's still typing and still like only half listening says, you've got to take it apart, soak it in vinegar. And I said, it doesn't come apart, it's one piece. He says, no, soak it in vinegar for a couple of hours, and then you'll understand. So I take the parts, I go home, I did what he told me to do. I submerged the thing, and sure enough, there was enough corrosion on this to mask the places where it came apart. After about 2 hours in vinegar, that had turned black. I could very clearly see where the threads were. It very easily came apart with a wrench, just holding it in my hand. Cleaned it up, replaced the valve was exactly what he said it was. And it just really impressed me that this guy was able to do that after just a 10-second glance across the room. So I'm really grateful that there still are people like that that understand these parts of our lives that we don't have the time to understand, and that can offer us the advice and guidance that we need in times like this. You know, it probably would have been a $500 bill to a plumber to get that done, and it was really not a difficult job once I had the right part. So anyway, the good thing is I was able to get that all back together, and by the end of the evening on Monday, we had the bathroom was restored to function, and my wife never knew. That she noticed that the faucet wasn't leaking and all of that. So all in all, it worked out very well. And I'm glad that I got that done, but that took up most of my weekend last week. And to be honest, I've been trying to, not doing a good job keeping the pipe lit. I'm out of practice. I've been trying to keep time for myself to just kind of take it easy. I do have a couple of jobs ongoing in the shop that are wrapping up. But I've been a little bit more careful about sort of protecting some downtime. Relaxing, actually getting some exercise. My wife and I have been walking, which is good. And, you know, just trying to get back to a normal lifestyle. So that's about it. I don't want to keep you all on this beautiful Sunday morning. Oh, I should say, those of you that are paying attention to the weather, and I know there's a few of you down in Texas, there's really an awful hurricane. I guess it's a tropical storm now that's been doing lots of damage down there, and I just hope everyone down there is well. And I know some of you even may not live there but have family there, so yeah, I hope all is well with them, and I'll certainly be keeping the folks down there in prayer, and I encourage you all to do the same, because they're dealing with quite a mess. So yeah, not everybody gets to have a beautiful Sunday this week, but let's just hope that they're all well. So with that, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, and then get on with my day as well. Hope you have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and have a fantastic week ahead. And until we talk again, I will look forward to speaking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.